They signed a prenup that divided the retirement account down to the penny. The agreement said nothing about Sundays, and then the playoffs hit. Welcome to Danny's Den. Let's chat. Quick picture. It's a Sunday afternoon. The whole house smells like pancakes. The Eagles game is on, and suddenly someone says, "I get the kids today." It turns a ritual into a battleground. That's what we're untangling today. How to put words on the little things that actually keep families steady. Here's the promise. In 10 minutes, you'll walk away with family-friendly class language, clear flags about what courts will and won't enforce, and scripts you can use that don't sound like contract lawyers at the kitchen table. First, the legal reality. Quick and honest. Courts put a child's best interest first. That means private agreements that try to freeze custody for the long term are shaky. Short sentence. You can't contract away a child's future rights. I know. Not romantic, but true. Now, the good news, there's a lot you can reasonably include that helps avoid fights. Routines, notice periods, holiday rotations, caretaking expectations during predictable work travel. Those are about predictability and communication, and courts tend to see them as sensible. Let's make this usable. I'm going to give short, human-friendly bits of sample language, but I'll break each clause into how you might actually say it at the kitchen table. Then the clean clause you can hand to an attorney. That way it doesn't sound like you're reading slide notes aloud. Okay, weekend rhythm. Say this first at the table. I really want Sundays to feel steady for the kids. Then the sample clause. Parents agree to a presumptive alternating Sunday schedule during the regular season. Add a practical safety valve. If a parent's primary team reaches the playoffs, that parent will provide at least 72 hours notice of intent to host game time activities and offer reasonable alternatives for the other parent to maintain parental time. That last line is about courtesy and problem solving, not control. Another way to frame it aloud. If a playoff weekend comes up, let's give each other a heads up and swap dates if we can. Short, human, collaborative. Holiday rotations bring values first. Try this. Holidays matter to the kids. Can we map out a simple rotation so it's predictable? Then a compact clause. Holidays rotate annually. If parents cannot agree by October 1st, Parent A has odd years and Parent B has even years, with the option to trade dates by written agreement. Travel and notice are tiny but powerful. Say this at the table. If you're traveling out of state with the kids, I just want a heads up with the itinerary. Then the clause. For out-of-state travel, the traveling parent will provide written notice 14 days in advance and share a contact itinerary. Emergency exceptions allowed with prompt notice. This leans safety, not control. All right, the fun part. Rituals. Yes, rituals. Say it like this. Our Sunday pancakes and that ridiculous bedtime playlist matter more than we think. Then a clause. Parents acknowledge family rituals, for example, Sunday game breakfast, Friday bedtime playlist, and annual road trips, and agree to make reasonable efforts to preserve these routines for the children's stability. Changes should be discussed at least 2 weeks in advance when possible. Small note, naming rituals signals they matter. It doesn't lock custody. It signals intention, and intention reduces petty fights. Before you get too excited, here are the red flags. Don't write absolute, unmodifiable promises about parenting time. Don't try to waive a child's future rights. And don't let one party sign under pressure. Independent counsel and a reasonable review period are key. Courts will look hard at that. Now, negotiation scripts that don't sound awful. Start with values. I want predictability for the kids. Then invite. What are 3 rituals you'd want to preserve? Pause and listen. Then offer yours. That sequence keeps the conversation mutual instead of transactional. If things heat up, try a de-escalator. I hear you. This feels heavy. My goal isn't control. It's stability for the kids. Naming the concern eases it and opens problem solving. Worried about sounding legalistic? Keep your kitchen table lines and then hand over the polished clause later. Say, let's agree on this now and have our lawyers write the formal wording. That shows good faith and keeps the relationship intact. A question I get a lot: when should you convert these notes into a formal parenting plan? Answer: when you want something a court can rely on soon, or if separation feels likely. If you're planning ahead, keep a companion document that explicitly says it's guidance and can be modified. That preserves flexibility.
Okay, quick legal checklist. I'll say 3 items, pause, then the last 2. Ready? First, list the rituals and routines you want to preserve. Second, add notice periods for travel or schedule changes. Third, put holiday rotation and tiebreakers in writing. Want the last 2? Fourth, avoid permanent custody promises in a financial prenup. Fifth, show independent counsel and voluntary signing for both parties. That 5-step list will make your discussions lawyer-friendly and family-friendly.
One tiny practical music tip before we go: if your family has a bedtime playlist or road trip mix, save a shared playlist and name it in your documents. It's an easy, low-conflict way to preserve a ritual when logistics change. If any of this made you think of a ritual you haven't named yet, perfect. Naming is the first step. If it made you realize you need help translating kitchen table talk into a fair, flexible document, reach out to counsel or a mediator. Subscribe to Danny's Den for episode notes with sample language, a printable checklist, and a few extra clause templates you can copy and paste for your attorney. And if you want to discuss a specific legal question, visit the Legal Assistance Center contact form to book a free 30-minute consultation. Drop a comment with a ritual I didn't name. I read them. Let's chat. Thanks for spending 10 minutes here. Keep protecting the little things that make family life feel like family. Bye for now.